Hi, welcome to rajxilinive. This video is intended to provide some inputs regarding how we need to understand a case study in business analysis. Out of my experience as a business analyst for a very long time earlier, as of now, I'm an agile coach. What I understood, people who are learning business analysis or people who are working on business analysis, few people, not many, few people were trying to understand how to read the case study and how to get information with the limited sources. I have seen this practically when I have interacted with a lot of people. I have understood these difficulties from people across learners who are into business analysis and all. So the major driving factor to make this video is to provide some exposure towards understanding what exactly the business case or the problem of any of the application, and how you need to understand this document and what are all things to be prepared as a BA. So my intention of making this video is to provide an exposure in this context. For that reason, I have taken a case study, which is something relating to healthcare. Of course, healthcare sector as well as healthcare exposure is becoming mandatory for all the people, especially not only for BA, everyone. Right? Knowing about the knowledge about healthcare systems, processes, and all. In regard to that, as it is having a prominency, I have taken healthcare into an account, one of the healthcare. In future, of course, I'll make videos on different domains as well. But as of now, I'm taking healthcare as an example. So let me explain you what exactly this case study, because what is that being a learner, you need to understand how to read and how to understand. This is important because for a business analyst, when you are interacting with stakeholders, while you are in a process of understanding the requirements, all that, there are a lot of difficulties which normally we face. So these difficulties might be different from one another, because how you are going to understand the requirements and how you make people to understand the requirements and all, everything is essentially required. So at the same time, there will be some couple of documents will be given by the stakeholders sometimes in a form of technical white papers or presentations. With the limited resources and how you are extracting the maximum information as well as the inputs you are taking to understand about the intensity and all, everything is what being a business analyst one must be trained and experienced with. In regard to that, this is what the case study I have taken. So let me explain you brief about this case study. This case study all about a product called Qlient, which is being developing by an organization called Qlient. The product name itself is also a Qlient one. They are developing an integrated suite of practice management system, especially for the benefit of healthcare organizations. The major advantage under this product to develop is to make people to streamline their business processes. Followed by this, they have to get some better clinical outcomes. In this regard, Qlient has identified that developing an integrated suite of practice management system where they are providing an advantage to integrate with this EHR and all, as well as billing modules and all into this. EHR nothing but electronic health records, because understanding the terminologies is also required for any BA, especially if you are taking any business analyst domain-based training I'm talking about. If you're taking regular BA, then it's fine. But if you are more specific about business analyst or domain training, either it could be healthcare, it could be investment banking, it could be payments, it could be retailing, it could be anything else, one must be knowing about the kind of terminologies what they were using. So these are all the ones which are important, especially for people who are learning and applying for opportunities as a BA. So EHR stands for electronic health records, because the records, whatever in healthcare usually manages, everything will be in electronic format. So for the benefit of security, more security over the information, every document will be encrypted. Of course, there are different codes and all, everything will also be used by the people. That's a different thing. So Qlient is a practice management system, integrated practice management system, where they are providing an advantage to integrate EHR billing modules and all, everything to this. So the major advantage, the major reason why Qlient is developing this product is to streamline the business's processes, at the same time gives a better clinical outcomes and all everything for the healthcare organizations. Please do remember this is a product, right? So there are two differences, project-based related and second is product-based. Project-based means we are developing a solution exclusive for a customer, whoever is approaching us. Whereas when you talk about product-based means based upon the market research and observation we had by doing some competitive analysis, all that. So we develop the product wherein investment in terms of the financials as well as manpower is ours. We invest all that. So we develop the product, then we put this into the market and whoever is interested, they can buy accordingly. So that is what actually the process usually happens. So whatever the Qlient I am talking about, Qlient is a product, right? It's a kind of product which is developing by Qlient. So these people are developing this product for the benefit of the healthcare organizations. For what reason? This is to streamline the business processes and as well as at the same time, it is giving us a clinical outcomes. A better clinical outcomes can be understandable. At the same time, they have an advantage wherein they are providing to develop these application on two different mobile apps. One is which is compatible to Android, at the same time iOS. For both mobile apps and all everything, this application is being used. So majorly the advantage of using these two apps and all everything, these apps has an advantage where it allows auto charge capture, at the same time scheduling of appointment resources, at the same time accessing the patient medical history, followed by this if there is any kind of accurate medication to be prescribed to the people and all everything can be done using this mobile apps. So developing a mobile application from Qlient in reference to Android, iOS, mobile applications and all everything is just because of the reason to make people to understand about the kind of options which people can use like auto charge capture, scheduling appointment resources, all these. Now, along with that, it is also useful to improve the care coordination by sharing different treatment plans and as well as lab results and all everything to the patients, so that patients will also be knowing about the kind of results and all everything through online, so that they don't require to go to any medical healthcare organization all the time to get the reports from the lab, all that. So wherein they can take up these lab reports, lab results, and as well as treatment plans and all everything online. So these are the advantages why and what generally this Qlient is providing. So which is something relating to healthcare organizations into consideration. So on this context, they are developing an Android and iOS mobile applications, which are majorly useful for the people to have these kind of services. Now you need to understand this from the user context, because normally users will be of two different types. Let us understand users first. Whenever you are trying to understand, or when you are trying to understand about the role of a business analyst, or whenever you are trying to understand the requirements from the customer perspective, you need to identify who are users and what kind of users do we have. These users may vary. Sometimes internal users, second is external users. Internal users means, for example, some applications we are developing for a better business performance within the organization. For example, if you take core banking as an example for a banking. What core banking is? Core banking is an application which is used within the organization of a banking system to improve their business performances and banking performances. It's an internal application used by the bank employees within that. Now, another example, for example, you are developing something like online shopping portal, all that. So what is that here? Who are users here? There are two kind of users. One user, a person who is backend team of that online shopping portal. Those people are one users who receive orders, all that. And the main users are the customers who is using the application and who can view the application. User experiences and all everything will be identified and will be managed by, will be seen by those people. Based on that, whatever the purchases they wants to do, everything can be done by them accordingly. So users we need to understand. So whenever you are trying to develop or whenever you are wants to understand about the business problem towards going towards providing business solutions and all, business analyst has to understand what kind of customers do we have. Do we have the customer, someone relating to internal or external users and all everything that we need to understand. So here in this, coming back to the case study, what is that I'm explaining to you in reference to the Qlient product, as I told you, which is an integrated practice management system, wherein they are providing an advantage to the patients where they can schedule meetings. At the same time, they can submit intakes and as well as consent forms, if any. At the same time, they can pay bills online. Along with that, they can request prescription refills, and at the same time, they can upload whatever the necessary documents which are essentially important for a doctor to refer with. So this is where, for that reason, generally what Qlient people is doing is they are developing a patient portal where patient can take scheduling of meetings and all. They can submit all the intakes, consent forms, they can submit the prescription refills, right? Upload the necessary documents. Everything can be done using this patient portal. At the same time, they are having an advantage where they are integrating with a local doxy.me, wherein they can schedule virtual visits and all everything with the medical experts like doctors and all that. So virtual visits can also be, because there are in different cases, patient may not be able in a position to go to an healthcare organizations to interact with the doctor to explain the problem. In this regard, usually there is a possibility they are giving where they are providing to provide a schedule virtual visits and all everything here. At the same time, this is also being used to generate and analyze operational reports to improve the productivity, is what the advantages which patient, whom we call it as users, one of the users of Qlient product, is what they are providing. Now, when we're talking about the primary benefits, what are the primary benefits? The primary benefits is to increase the profitability. This is from the context of the healthcare organizations, not from the patients, because there are two users here. One is healthcare organizations, users of healthcare organization within their organization, their employees. And second users are the patients. Now, increasing profitability, majorly this is being used especially for healthcare organizations and all, where it improves the billing functionalities. At the same time, it helps to streamline the financial processes. Along with that, it will be enabling them to understand about the timely reimbursements, how to do and all everything can be done by the healthcare organizations once any treatment was given by them. At the same time, they can simplify workflows where they can schedule and as well as billing, followed by the e-prescribing modules and all. Along with it, they can streamline operations and maximize revenue opportunities and all. Everything can be done by simplifying the workflows. All these advantages healthcare organizations will be getting out of it. At the same time, this has another benefit to deliver high quality care, wherein to send appointments as well as prescription renewals and all reminders to the patients. At the same time, it also allows clients to update the documents, paying bills online, scheduling virtual visits and as well as everything here. Apart from that, they can have an advantage where they can prescribe precisely, where whatever the certified e-prescribing solutions and all everything will also help them to access the patient medical history in real environment, so that whatever the possible and developing treatment based on the plans what they have to provide in reference to the understanding about the formality as well as benefit coverages of patient will also be provided in this regard. Along with that, one more benefit, Stay Mobile, where facial and touch recognition technology is being introduced in this, which allows them to understand as well as sign in quickly to internet-enabled services, so that they can access the data from anywhere through the different cloud servers, all that. Last but not least, the benefit is to receive payments online, wherein patients need not come directly and pay, wherein these people can pay the bills and all other thing online using this portal as well. So these are the different primary benefits which Qlient is providing: increasing profitability, simplifying the workflows, delivering high quality care, at the same time prescribe precisely, at the same time stay mobile, at the same time receiving payments, all that. Now, when we're talking about the key features, because here this is what it is. So based on the problem, what are the primary benefits and all everything we have understood. But now what business analyst has to do? Business analyst, if technical people wants to develop this application in real environment by using different technologies, business analyst has to identify the kind of key features and functionalities which are essentially required for any project to perform it. So responsibility is for the business analyst team, they have to understand the features followed by the benefits which are essentially required. So here are the key features are as follows. One is about denial management, where denial management is one kind of feature where they are providing in this Qlient product, wherein it will be useful for a vendor to turn on denial management functionalities for their accounts, where they can add custom denial statuses and type recording to the business workflows and all, everything can be done by them here. For this feature, there are two functionalities they want to develop. They have to create an account. Followed by this, they need to create an AP letters, all that. So this is what the first feature, which we have identified based on the research what we have made. Second, claim management. Claim management is completely focusing on the claim processing, wherein functionalities such as like creating and processing claims and as well as dashboard creations and all, everything can also be done here. Now the third one is called integration, wherein in terms of the integration and all, where they are providing a facility where vendors can offer integration with Change Healthcare and all. At the same time, they can try to save time by spending claims and payments and all. At the same time, we can also access these ERS directly from the account from insurance companies, where whatever the possible release is reimbursements and all, everything will be used to improve their financial cycles, all that. So this is where generally an integration is also one of the feature which Qlient is providing. Where in this there are functionalities something like tracking claims, tracking payments, accessing ERAs, all these things comes under this category. Now there is one more feature called claim scrubber, where automatically send claims to the claim scrubbing queue, because whenever there is a claim processing which has to happen and all. So if you want to perform any claim processing and all, definitely one should be able in a position to understand how this claim processing will happen. Normally, this is where generally these claim scrubbers come into picture. Using this claim scrubber, what we can do is that we can send claims to the scrubbing queue. From there, before forwarding them to the clearing houses and all everything, first of all, it will go up to claim scrubber. From there, it will be going to the clearing houses, all that. This is majorly ensure quicker reimbursements and all, where they can track claim statuses in real time, whatever is required and all everything to complete this process of claim management and all. So further, there are functionalities like sending claims and claim statuses and all, everything is being used. Next, billing can also be made. Different parts of the billing using different payment modes and all, billing can be paid. For that, they require an end user wants to see the reports and as well as exporting of data is what is required. Apart from that, they wants to see any kind of digital payments to be done and all. So to make digital payments and all, it will be allowed patients to pay bills online and all, everything using their patient portal, so that the functionality called online bill payments should also be created by the BA. Next, when we're talking about the scheduling part, so here we need to auto remind schedules and all, everything to the patients, wherein which will be communicating through text or phone or email systems and all, everything. So for that, sending reminders and as well as syncing calendars, filtering the appointments and all, everything is part of the scheduling. Next, when we talk about reporting and all, where it generates patient prescription encounters, lab and quality measure reports, where to make smarter decisions and all, everything, whatever is required for the user perspective, so that they can generate reports and create syndromic surveillance system, where they can categorize and as well as list the categorization of patients according to the diagnosis, what is being identified so far. Next is e-prescribing, where e-prescription is what generally we do. That also records can also be seen. At the same time, there is a feature which was given called a charge capture app, where they can charge the capture apps and all, everything, so that they can create a repository to manage different apps here. Last but not least, there is another feature which is called telehealth, where people can make their phone calls and all, everything, and they can put some video conferencing and all, and they can conversate. Patients can do the conversation with the medical experts like doctors, all that. So for that, scheduling virtual visits and creating customized templates and all, everything are required. So these are the different features. Being a business analyst, we have identified in reference to the Qlient product management system, right? So in this Qlient integrated practice management system, the key features are denial management, claim management, integrations, at the same time claim scrubber, followed by the kind of billing what we have, at the same time digital payments, schedulings, followed by reports and all, general reporting and all that, at the same time e-prescribing, followed by charge capture app, and finally telehealth. So these are the features which are providing being a business analyst, you need to identify the features followed by the functionalities, so that once you have developed all these things, this implementation will be taken care of by the technical people. Means developers will write code, testing people would do the testing part and all everything accordingly. So being a BA, how you need to understand the document and how you have to explain this to the team and how you have to provide solution out of the problem what you have identified is what is important. At the same time, there are some limitations were also given here. There are some limitations which we have given, where it's a steep learning curve is what generally the limitation was. At the same time, there are some challenges to access support services after business hours, because every product has its pros and cons. Because there won't be 100% accuracy. There are some limitations. These limitations and all over a period of time we have to overcome. That's what generally the process we have to be continued. At the same time, the other limitation, it could be that it only functions smoothly on Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge and all. At the same time, this is being functioned smoothly on Mozilla Firefox and browsers. In the remaining browsers, the compatibility issues are the limitations, what we call it of. So this is where and how generally being a business analyst, one should understand about the kind of case study or the information which stakeholders are given. Based on that, whatever the necessary solutions are they going to provide. Based on that, how to identify the kind of problem and all. If you can see the case study closely, the kind of problem was already given, but not in a direct way. There is an indirect way of thing which has been given here. You can see here, right? So they have already given there where this will help to streamline the business process and give better clinical outcomes. So indirectly speaking, that the business problem which healthcare organizations are facing is to have some streamlined business problems. Unstreamlining of business problem is what the problem they are facing. At the same time, clinical outcomes and all everything are not so accurate. In regard to that, Qlient has identified this as a market need, and they are developing this Qlient as an integrated suite of practice management system. So this is what generally the case study which one should understand and one should know about, because if even being a business analyst, it's not only about learning about the knowledge areas of BA, all that. Of course, it is important, but how you need to understand the document and how you need to provide solution. For that, how you have understood and explained to that your team words and respective words and all everything is essentially required. So this is what, so because these are all the things which normally I'll be teaching in my classes. The reason why I'm explaining like this, because I have a couple of case studies even on different domains, something like payments, investment banking, retailing and all that, which I'll be helping people who wants to become business analyst aspirants and all everything. I'll help them to understand the case study, and I'll make people to write some documentations and all everything on their own hands-on experience. But of course, I don't promise people that 100% expertise will be given, but exposure and as well as confidence will be provided from my extent to the people whoever attended the classes of mine, so that somehow they get some benefit, so that they can improve their chances of getting into business analyst role, and they can shape their career business analyst as a career in a successful way. As being a trainer, I also expect the same thing, that whoever has undergone the training should be benefited somehow, especially in a subject wise. After that, if they have got an opportunity, it's best thing which I feel happy about that. So this is what generally this case study is all about. I hope you people have understood, and I hope you people have liked this video. If you have any questions in regarding to this, at the same time, if you have any training needs, please reach out to the contact details, which will be posted below to this video. Thank you.